Hello guys and welcome back to Distant Worlds Universe with our monkey playthrough. And Monkey Dew, as you can see, has the most population of any nation in the world, followed closely by the Hakonish and the Boscara, who are shaping up to be my enemies. Oh, and the Abundance, literally the three that are shaping up to be my enemies, right? The three that have the strongest kind of pact between them, but it's not officially military yet. Territorially, we have the most, followed by the Senkar, who I'm trying to align myself with, and then followed by the two enemies, and then the Mortalan, who I'm also trying to align myself with. Economy-wise, we are number one, followed by those two potential enemies we're looking at, and a friendly one. The Senkar's economy not really holding up as well. Those insects' economy's not doing too well either, and look at the Konglomerat here. They have like nothing territory-wise. Strategic value, we don't have as much as the Boscara have, unfortunately. Military strength, though, we have the most total firepower. That is including our cruiser, of course, which is becoming a smaller part of what we have in total. We have a full fleet, by my designs, of 25 ships established. It's mostly frigates, I think, which would make it like probably half or more of our frigates are in this fleet, and we have another strike force forming. The Kwanmino, with their very small territory, have the best colony in the galaxy, followed closely by mine, and then the Hive, and then the Mortalans, and then me again with Javen 3, baby! The Hive, and then Salunia Major 2. Now just imagine that place if it wasn't constantly raided the whole playthrough. Could you imagine that? Because I can't. We found and investigated some ruins, but there was really nothing special. You know, it's becoming real crazy to me to see the logistics of my empire kind of expanding. We failed a colonization attempt, which is very sad. They resisted our attempts. Just trying whatever of these I can. The spaceports are kind of upgrading themselves. The ships are being built. Another fleet is starting to form, and another strike force is done. It's going to wait up by Saloon Major, but I don't think it's really needed there. Hey, a new ability for our empire because we successfully colonized the Kwanmino. Gifted scientists faster research. Well, that's awesome. Look at this place. Let's go ahead and get a small spaceport here just to start. Our ambassador learned the trait lawful. And so, where the heck is this place? So this is already one of our most populated locations, Calkidian or something. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that place. We've got a little bit of Icaro here, but mostly Kwanmino. We have them set to assimilate. We could also resettle, enslave, or exterminate, but we're not going to do that. We're going to live in peace and harmony with our friends. That's fine to me. And they are giving us a research bonus for having them in my nation. That's pretty awesome. Nice. This is a place that could have something bigger than small, but, you know, the AI will figure that out. I'm just going to get it started with small. And Miker 1 has been colonized as well. Pretty awesome. We got another colony of Icaro above 1 billion, and it is Salunia Major 2. Let's try maybe 5% taxes now that it is getting so large. How's that happiness holding up? It's holding up. What about 10%? Are we still happy at 10%? Yeah, barely. So I'll go ahead and leave that at 10% for right now. This place could probably have like 25% taxes at this point. Yeah, and still be happy. I would love to get this one to like 14, which I think is kind of like the baseline. Yeah, for happiness. So we only lost 2. When you start going up, it goes like 1 tax equals 1 point of happiness. But it stays kind of in a more favorable way up till this point. So since these are our most populated locations, we have taxes on 14%, 25%, and then the capital has 33%. These all have pretty good growth. Salunia especially has a lot of growth, maybe because of its very high level of development. That's pretty nice. Dang, the Icaro intruders have a hidden pirate base there. That's sad. There's probably a couple others that have stuff like that. Icaro intruders, yep. I got 2 places that have Icaro intruder pirate bases that are affecting corruption at the colony. Yeah, look at this. Corruption by plus 8%. It is what it is. The Icaro intruders especially are one of the strongest pirate groups out there. I've been having problems with the Salunia major raiders. Maybe now that I have a gigantic fleet, it would go differently. But without bigger ships, here's the thing. You can have all of this strength, but when your ships are so tiny, it's actually not necessarily the best. Pirates secretly funded to attack Empire. The Bundin Junction hired outlaws to attack the Quan Mino. Well, I don't like the Bundins and they don't like me, so I will gladly warn them of that. I don't know why the Assured Desolation is carrying Icaro strike commandos, by the way. I don't know what purpose it has these for. I'm just going to go... I guess it has some troop capacity, but I'm going to have it just go unload these at the capital because I want it to actually stay and defend the capital because we don't really have any strike forces there. We do have some at the locations that were under some pretty heavy attack, and there is another strike force now available, and I'm thinking, oh look, Quan Mino, this system. I should probably send that like up north somewhere, patrol over there. So that we have somebody up north as well, I'm guessing. Oh, great. The Silver Mist. Is this where I found the Silver Mist before? I don't think so, but yeah, the Silver Mist is still out there. My nation wants to have more construction ships. Well, you want 2? I'll give you 5. Because it's been a while since I made more, and we have a ton of money that we're sitting on right now. But not a lot of cash flow, so definitely getting more construction capacity would probably be a good idea. And I'm going to assume, we found nothing on that, I'm going to assume that our construction is generally very, very busy. Well, you know what? Forget about 5. I'll give you another 5. I'll give you 10. We'll double the total amount of construction ships. That's the rest of my cash flow, but it should help me acquire new cash flow. You know, this is interesting. So for one, the Hive wants some of my resources, which is not great. But one thing I noticed about the Hive is that they are not friends with Hackanish or the Bhaskara, which is good. They're also angry with the Bundin Junction, which is good for me. And they're becoming friendlier with the Mortalans, which is good for me. Now, the Quan Mino are different. They like me a little bit more now. They only have that one colony. They're surprisingly strong for one colony. They're really just staying in their own way. They're up in the northwest here, all by themselves. I wonder if they'll take free trade. No, maybe if I give them... Can I not give them military refueling? Oh, no, oh yeah, it's under here. Military refueling for the Quan Mino. Let's give military refueling to the Hive as well. Try to keep them on our side. Military refueling. Nobody gets mining rights, just military refueling. No one's mining in my territory, sir. You know, our exploration ships are starting to have to go pretty far out. So the 6th Fleet is refueling, but I'm gonna want to base them somewhere else, and I'm pretty sure I know where. I'd want them to be out here. Which, getting them there would be interesting. There you go. Patrol at the spaceport. I'm going to tell them to go patrol at the spaceport. I want them to be in the center of my empire. And Javan really has become the center. And Meridian 2 colony happiness improvement. That's cool. So what, did we get more colony happiness? Like, a little bit. My income's doing honestly pretty well. So I'm going to go ahead and get the construction ships up another 5 to 25. Match the Explo ships for right now to really get my economy to start booming, construct more mining, construct more whatever the heck we can construct. Another independent colony discovered. How are these going? There are some things we haven't been sending to because some of these are some hostile populations is why. But I'll go ahead and build any colony ships we can send out and just send them out. See whatever it is we can get. Also, something I discovered by looking at the victory conditions of the Bhaskara, who are number 1 in victory conditions so far, is that we have destroyed the most ships in enemy bases because of my constant fighting of pirates. My constant successful fighting of pirates. Another independent colony discovered. Well, they don't list here, so... We don't necessarily have the cash flow for it, but we have the money. When so many construction ships going, I think we'll be able to afford it. I'm going to get 10 more of each military ship. We're going to go ahead and purchase that. 10 more of each military ship. And that should hopefully be good to get us stronger. I want to get that up to 50, so we have, of each of those, 50, so twice what we have right now of the construction and exploration. The exploration ships are starting to get pretty far out. As time goes on, eventually we won't even need exploration ships. We have discovered a lofty gate, completely deserted. Let's investigate it. Nothing special, just a data core pointing us somewhere, which is something we've had a lot. A giant Kaltor attacking a frigate. Remember when these were a threat and our frigates were probably smaller than them? Well, it's not anymore. Gotta love that. Oh man, I colonized an ocean planet full of Quanminos, man. An ocean planet of nearly 1 billion Quanminos that are right over here. That is pretty nice. That's going to make for a pretty big spaceport. I went back and automated a lot of the fleets and ships that I had unautomated, like the cruiser for now, just because it's getting a lot bigger in scale, everything, and I want them to kind of spread out and patrol on their own. Because I was starting to micromanage everything during the pirate stuff, but I don't really need to right now. They just keep pointing me repeatedly. Oh my god, wait, is this Sol? Oh my god, look, it's Sol. And the humans are here. Ah, isn't it funny how that works? Sol 3, so I mean, this is literally Earth. The exalted retreat of Sol. This is literally Earth. This is Earth. That's hilarious. Sol 2. Isn't this supposed to be Mars? It's a continental planet. I'm guessing, wait, Sol 3's a marshy swamp planet. That's not how Sol is supposed to work. What am I being alerted about? A giant Kaltor, a character promotion, military ship construction speed, and the Hackanish are ending trade sanctions against me. Well, that's really cool for them. The humans have lost one of their colonies, obviously to somebody that they're fighting. Their military strength is quite high, but so is the military strength of those they are fighting. I don't even know where a lot of whom they are fighting exists, lives. I don't know where they are, even. I don't know how, but somehow Slukins are arriving on Javan 3. I don't think I have any place that has Slukins, so I don't know how they're getting there, but there's Slukins on Javan 3 now that we're assimilating. That's pretty interesting. The growth in Salunia Major 2 is massive. It's at like 8%. It's kind of crazy to see that. And Ongapus as well. A lot of these places are really starting to take off. It's pretty awesome. Oh my god. Dude, a planet spawned named Droman Kas. That's a planet in Star Wars. It's Drummond here, not Dromond, but still, that's gotta be a reference, right? Droman Kas. Maybe that's a real system. I don't know. But it's also in Star Wars, so. Look, an ocean moon. Send a colony ship. I think we can now send that species that lives on the ocean ones instead of just ourselves. I'm pretty sure that's why these oceans are now available. So let's go ahead and send these, the Quanmino, now that they're in our territory. I'm sure we could go ahead and do that. Our research capacity has gone up quite a bit, which is pretty nice. But we are still researching a lot of these basic things. We haven't really gotten exceptionally far in the list of things that I've set out to do. However, if you go and look at some of the more, I don't know, like up there nations, we still have way more than they do, even though we started in the same place. So I don't know what the hell's going on there. Well, trade sanctions from the Bundans are over, and we do have trade growing somewhat with the Mortalans, the Quanmino, because they're close, but especially those insects, because they're so close. However, these guys really want my stuff, which is making them really start to dislike me. I can click across the pirates and see that for some of these, I'm the only one that has any kind of treaty. The Weckins and the Senkar have one with the Icaro intruders, the Bundans with the menacing Ravagers. Those damn Salunians, nobody else has one in terms of nations. The Bundans have one with hidden shipping, who are not as strong as they used to be. Yet I'm still paying them those original dirt cheap prices. The Salunians are getting the most from me because I'm paying them $574 because they were causing me all these problems. At this point, I think they'll have a lot harder of a time messing with me, even with that money, when we go to war, because I'm just working on a much bigger scale, and my army's getting so much larger. We have another fleet that's forming, has 10 ships now, 25 ships in the 6th fleet. It's pretty awesome. the cruiser now being automated, nobody actually has the cruiser in their fleet, I think. Zentabia fluid discovered here. That is a important trade resource. Yes, that is an important trade resource. Yes. Yeah, if Zentabia fluid, they refuse to trade. This is something that can help relations when you have special things and you start trading them. If you don't start trading them, then it can hurt relations. Woostri 2 has been colonized, baby. Look at this. And a lot of my military ships are finishing. And we discovered another insectoid. Jesus Christ. I have played as the humans, again, I mentioned like 3 times. And I always found friendlies at the beginning. It's like most of the time, the first person I find is like one of the friendliest individuals to me in just general. And yet, all I'm finding, humans aside, and not even, no, because right, the most friendly to me would be another Ursidian. We haven't found a single Ursidian family. Not one. And these ones are friends with the Boscarans. They have a mutual defense pact, dude. And the Boscarans are the ones that are winning, essentially. They're currently winning. Well, our military stuff has caught up. That's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and get the next, like, row of these little fighter guys that we can launch. I think that would be pretty cool. Some planetary defense sounds cool after that. Then I want to go down Ion and unlock EMP defenses. And then when that is done, I'm going to unlock long-range lasers and then some high-powered blasters, preparing to, like, go down that tree. And heck, at that point, I could probably just go down that tree a bit as well. Yeah, I'd say so. We'll go down advanced laser focusing is what we'll go down. We're not good at any of this necessarily. We're only good at like countermeasures, for example, or repairs specifically, which is down here. Swift, this is what we're good at, this swift robotic repairs. We're really good at repairing stuff, damage reduction. Well, we'll get that advanced laser focusing. We'll improve our tractor beams. We don't have any of the area weapons. That could potentially be useful at some point. A lot of this could probably end up being useful. Improved assault tactics sounds like it would end up being pretty fine. And then, oh yeah, enhanced point defense. We're going to want that for sure. That was kind of one of the main things I wanted by going down the missiles tree. Bombardment is not super important. Armor plating's pretty important. The armored ground assault would unlock armored forces. Yeah, we could unlock that by that point. And then we'll do probably a bunch of this right here. A bunch of this stuff for planetary defense. Ground units after that get the synchronized output there on the lasers. Because it's like, you know, our main thing. Then come back and get these flight boys. And then we'll go for logistics. And maybe follow that up with advanced beams. That's thinking pretty far ahead, but I'm thinking why not? And now we've discovered another amphibian. This is one I would have wanted to start next to. The Arcadian Republic. This is one of the ones I usually find pretty early on. In fact, they bought maps that include our side of the galaxy. Well, we got sanctions imposed by some more insects. Everyone in this game just introduces themselves with sanctions this time around. This has never happened to me before. Caribbean spice has been discovered in a location with a sand slug over it. Generally outside of the concentration of our empire. And a deserted ship has been discovered. It's a colony ship. Very old. And there's a bunch of Dayut in here. Alright, well, it's mine now, I guess, and I can send them somewhere, and they'll become part of my empire. Well, that's pretty wacky, but cool, I suppose. If I sort by quality, then I can find... Yeah, I can send specifically it somewhere. Probably to a desert, because I can't do desert by myself. This is within the concentration of my empire. I'll send it out and it'll get settled. Nice. Wow, that's pretty far away. We just found that over there. That's hilarious. Oh, it's going to settle in the debris field. I was thinking about these earlier. I was like, you know, oh yeah, but yeah, look at this. It's filled with giant Kaltors. Like, we could go ahead and try to fix a bunch of these up, but then I would also have to account for that. Ignatia Major 2. Look at this. Ignatia Major 2. This has some Loros fruit at it, apparently. We can build and send a colony ship over there. And I think that's it. Most of the rest of this stuff is all desert now and doesn't really apply to me. The damn major raiders canceled their protection, yet now I can just renew it immediately for a much cheaper price because they haven't actually started attacking me yet. So that works for me. I'm quite happy with that, yeah. In the meantime, now the AI was already doing this with a strike force, but I've commandeered the 8th Fleet to go ahead and clear some Kaltors out of this debris field so I can get a construction ship here repairing a bunch of these capital ships since this one's safely in my territory. It looks like it also sent a strike force up here to do the same thing. That's quite interesting. Maybe I should see if I can get another one up there. All right, the ships are arriving. This is good. This is very good. I'll get the construction ship actually set to go to one of these specifically. Deadly plague strikes in Saluna Major 2. Oh, crap. Lasts for about 3 months. Let's hope it doesn't spread. Let's hope indeed. Infected with Hekratos fever. Oh, great. Oh, that's awesome. Well, hey, Javen 3 is exceptionally happy. Like, it's extremely happy, so much so that we could easily go ahead and raise the taxes. I like how the SLU can have a higher percentage growth rate. That's so funny. They are still very happy with 30% taxes. They're at 20. We have 33% taxes at the capital, and they're not nearly as happy. I wonder why everyone's just so freaking happy here. I don't know, but I gave them 33% tax rate too, because they're actually more open to it than the capital is. So why not? Yeah. I'll go with 15% taxes for Salunia Major 2 as well. And the rest can all stay at 0%. This ocean planet was recently raided while I had it, or maybe that's, I don't know. Shrug. I don't think I've been raided. I don't think they snuck in anything after canceling that arrangement. But all these giant Kaltors, wow, they're not looking very giant compared to my ships, as my frigates even just keep getting larger and larger. They're all nice and dead. So the 8th Fleet can resume its automated activities. You don't need to stay here. I mean, you're free to if you want to, but generally speaking, we're going to start reconstructing things in these 2 debris fields. There is another debris field that's actually a lot closer up here, but I don't want to get all of my construction ships distracted right now. Since I've stolen 2 construction ships from their purpose, I'm going to go ahead and make more because they might be glued to these places for probably a pretty long while. I don't have any resort bases yet, but I have several locations that would probably work for resort bases. The best is way too far away. Hey, light torpedo bombers are done. Techno Nexus, let's investigate it. Empire-wide high-tech research bonus of 50% if you colonize this location. Holy cow. I'm just going to redirect the outrageous expedition over here, the thing that has the Dayute on it. Yeah, we're just going to have it claim that. A 50% high-tech industrial research bonus would be insane, man. I have to get that. But speaking of what I was speaking of, we have, what is this? Natural harmony. 1% natural quality gain. Oh, that's nice. In Abunshi. That's awesome. Let me pause the game so the game stops getting distracted. What is like the best place thing? Let's say right here, 55% bonus. We can go ahead and let me zoom in on this. The star itself can have a pretty decent resort base. I'll queue that up. There's an ice planet here too that could also have a resort base potentially. I got a new colony governor, and it's an insect. It is an insect of all things, man. Well, where's the next place I need a colony governor? Probably Javen. I don't really want an insect at Javen, but, you know, let's go ahead and send him over to Javen. Oh, hey, whoa. Awesome. I was just sending, he didn't even get there, the ambassador to the Quanmino, and now they want a free trade agreement. It's probably because of a change I made. Let me go ahead and do that. Quanmino is also trading their Zentaba fluid with me. So yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Finally, a free trade agreement. I had just acquired Zoros fruit that I started trading with pretty much everybody because I just want to make profit, man. I just want the money. I don't really care. But the Quanmino, who are very tiny, surprisingly powerful for their size, but very tiny and out of the way otherwise, yeah, we have a free trade agreement with them. They are friends with the Wekaus, who are, I don't know where they are, but they're pretty pleased with me now as well. They're a republic. We don't know where they are. And their strength is okay. They are amphibians, just like the Quanmino. They are good friends with the Acadians. So this might be a way into some kind of alliance system here. So in that case, we'll also give military refueling to the Wekaus and the Acadians as well. And then see if we can get any more free trade agreements at any point. Found another colony we could colonize. It's up north, very close up here to someone that maybe we don't want to be too close to, but our area is doing pretty well. Long-range scanners. Yeah, we're going to want to definitely get everybody having some long-range scanners. One downside is it's still actually so early in the game. One bad thing, right? It's so early in the game that our construction ships repair the capital ships at the speed of snail. This guy's not even 25% through repairing this one capital ship. So that's kind of wacky. Speaking of, we're going to need to recruit or research some more high-tech stuff soon. So I'm going to get the planetary governance, the enhanced commerce, and I'm going to come up here, go for countermeasures and targeting, then just go down the line here. Grab coordinated docking, grab these three. These are pretty all right. Then I think we'll rush ahead to the armaments research, maybe get the Castor weapons facility before anybody else. Maybe, maybe not. I'm really not rushing it that much. Grab these, and then finally head up to ocean and desert colonization. And then follow that up with some advanced research. Methinks that would be a good one. Woostri 4 has been colonized. Right next to Woostri 2. That's nice to have two colonies so close by to each other in the same system. I mean, they'll be close by to each other every, part of a rotation, I suppose. Javen really is no longer the center of our empire, and Kolehia also colonized. Wow, a lot of colonies popping up. But we are out of time for this episode, so I'm going to call this one here. So for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.